If you guys are looking for any cheap and reliable coins, check out MMOPO.com. Use the code PINGU at checkout to get 8% off. You guys, welcome to Season 2, Episode number 11 of the Derby Current Life. And to start off this episode, we're currently 10th in the table. Next opponents are Liverpool, who I'm really not looking forward to playing against. We do have a bit of a better fitness team for this game. Obviously, Fernandinho is out injured until the end of the season. So yeah, in between the two episodes, I looked through about 6 or 7 pages of players that are expiring in the year 2022, and I managed to find 3 from about 250, maybe 300 players. I literally searched through all of them, and these are the only 3 that I managed to find. So we got Danny Ings from Southampton. I think that's a really, really good one, actually. Worth 20 million anyway, so to get him on a free, quite big wages at about 70 grand a week, but I think he'd be a really good backup striker and kind of like a good version of Marriott. Obviously a very good finisher of the ball with 81 to 85 finishing, and yeah, it'd be kind of a good impact striker to have just to come off the bench. Obviously at the minute we've got Cabral up front, and I think Danny Ings would provide a lot of goals as well. Does have the injury prone trait, but hopefully won't be too much of an issue. Next player is Jack Harrison, obviously former Leeds, but has gone back to Manchester City, not renewed his contract, and yeah, I think he'd be a good player to have just on either wing. Can play either side, and obviously on a free wouldn't cost us too much and would be a pretty decent backup winger to have. Then we got Timi Bakuyoko from Chelsea, really good central defensive midfielder, and only 27. He's still pretty young, and would be around about, I think, 78, maybe 80 rated. So a good backup to have. Of course, Fernandinho's out injured until the end of the season, so for next season I think he'd be a good. All 3 players are really good squad depth to have, all high 70s and very good ability. We also have Todd Cantwell here from Norwich, who I could potentially look to put into a deal with Fernandinho. He's worth around, the same value as Fernandinho. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see, of course, but I think I'm kind of tempted just to do Danny Ings straight away because, well, we don't have the scout report information of Bakuyoko or Harrison, so we'll wait to see what kind of wages he wants. But I think Danny Ings is kind of a no-brainer to sign him, and then at least we've got at least one guaranteed pre-contract for next season, if this deal does go successfully, of course. So still haven't managed to patch the manager faces. Does want crucial. I'll try for important just because he won't. Yeah, he's going to stick to crucial. He'll still play a lot of games, but predominantly off the bench. I probably would see. He is 29, so I think a 3 or a 2. Just trying to think what would be best. I'll give him a 3 here, because then at least we can sell him on if need be. Hopefully he doesn't turn. It'd be interesting to see what his actual birthday is, and maybe he'll be 30 when he joins us. But here we go. Here's the wages, which are really, really good, actually. I wasn't expecting to go that low. I was expecting about 70 grand, but he's gone to 46, so yeah, let's just accept that, and hopefully gone up to 47.5. But yeah, that is exactly what I wanted, and there we go. We have made our first pre-contract signing. There we go. Danny Ings done for next season, and as I said, it's a no-brainer in my opinion. I think he's a really, really good striker, one of the best in the Premier League last season, and yeah, I'll just have a quick look and see how many goals he's got so far for Southampton this season. I think I just saw, yeah, he's got 8 goals in 18 games, which for the computer is actually decent. Like, if you take Cabral out of the equation, Salah's got 13, top goal scorer in the league, so he's only 5 behind him. If you compare him to another striker around the same kind of quality, maybe Chris Wood at 10 goals, it's that kind of style, but Ings has played 3 less games. So yeah, I think Danny Ings is pretty no-brainer of a signing, and just really good squad depth for next season, especially if we do get Europa League, which I doubt we'll get, but we'll have to wait and see. Of course, clean sheets haven't been the strongest of points for us, with 1 clean sheet in 21 games for Aaron Ramsdale, and I doubt we're going to get one in the next game against Liverpool. Obviously, Ings, a former Liverpool player, but yeah, I just don't see how we're going to get anything from this game at Anfield. Bit of growth to Matt Clark to go to a 78, which is good to see, of course. But we have got much fewer players now on this bench, and even if you take out, essentially that's what we've got, because none of these are really that usable. and even Yuan's not great. So, you know, it's not a great reserves, and if we do get any injuries, it could be quite a concern. So we may need to look at the loan market just until the end of the season, just to give us that bit of depth in certain areas. But yeah, I think I will put Jordan Ibe just because it is against his former club, of course. I kind of want to get Bobby Duncan involved, but I just don't think I can. If I compare him to, yeah, it's just the stats on Duncan are just too low. Like 66 shooting, he's just never going to beat Alisson. Even if I try. So let's go into the game now. Here we are then at Anfield. Big Steven Gerrard, Tifu on the Cop end, I think that is. And yeah, looking at the Liverpool team, they have made a signing. It is Jay Mesterez. I'm not too sure who he is, but he is a new signing for this game. Alisson goal, of course, Robertson, Van Dijk and Trent. Fabinho, Wijnaldum and Henderson. Then a front three of Salah, Mane and Firmino. It's just not very fun playing against Liverpool, funny enough, but we have put Jordan Ibe in against his former club, of course. But yeah, I just, especially after that last 5-0 loss, I'm just not very confident. Henderson on the edge here. Bielik does intercept, and a chance to counter-attack if we can get it out to Kamil Jozwiak. Now through for him, it's a great ball. Hopefully can find the back of the net with the shot into the back of the net, and a great start against Liverpool. But we do need to be literally on our A game if we are going to get anything from this. And yeah, we've had a couple of chances already. Jozwiak, obviously, Trent quite an attacking fullback, given that space, as you can see. The new centre-back keeping him on side by quite a mile, actually, but it's basically just to prevent counter-attacks. Yeah, really good finesse shot, no chance for Alisson, and we do get off to the dream start. Firmino on the edge here. Good tackle though from Timothy Fosu-Mensah, and now we can counter-attack again. As you can see, the centre-back just drops off miles just to prevent counter-attacking football, but Cabral with the shot now, saved by his fellow Brazilian and out for a corner. Chance here through for Gini Wijnaldum. Hopefully Fosu-Mensah has the pace, and he does, but could be a potential red card if the referee's not very nice, but it is just a yellow because I don't think the ref has a red card on FIFA 21. Henderson inside to Fabinho. It is piling on the pressure now. It's gone out wide to Mohamed Salah. Just about... Oh, lost it. I thought I did enough there. I thought I just did enough, but no. It went straight back to the Egyptian king, and they do make it 1-1 there in the 36th minute, as you can see. I did actually slide with low, so I don't know why that didn't register, but it went to Fosu-Mensah, who gives it away. 14th goals this season. He is the second highest scorer in the league, behind a certain big Brazilian striker, but less we talk about him. He hasn't been in the greatest of form actually recently, Cabral, and he's been in unbelievable form, so I can't really complain too much. Yeah, in the last few games, which have been difficult, yeah, it would be nice to get a point in this game because we haven't actually got a point since early on in December. It's gone into the middle to Vazquez, but just over the bar. Not the worst of first halves, to be honest, but Liverpool haven't exactly attacked too much, and I'm sure that will definitely increase in the second half. But yeah, the bench isn't looking that impressive now. Obviously, we've got Gray, Lawrence, and Clark, but other than those, they're not exactly the best Premier League quality defence options anyway. But yeah, we've got a couple of bookings, so we do need to be careful not to go down to 10. Chance here for Liverpool early on in the second half. Gonna have to slide in with Bird, missed it, but Yedlin's there to recover and bring it through. Corner it to potentially whip it into the middle. Hopefully we can get a decent in-swinger with Max Bird and whip it onto Cabral's head. Is an injury to Kamil Jozwiak, which I don't want to see. Liverpool on the attack here. It's a great ball out to Mohamed Salah, and there's a few people waiting in the middle. Oh, great for Max Lowe's been absolutely on his A game today, but we will bring off Jozwiak. Hopefully the injury's not too bad. Obviously, we did sign Gray as a left midfielder, so we'll see how he does there. Corner for Liverpool, and obviously with Big Virgil in the middle, don't want to give it to him. It's laid off for Fabinho. Now with the shot from... That is unbelievable. Like, there was no way I stopped that goal. I could do that a million times, and Oxlade-Chamberlain does get him into the lead to make it 2-1, but I just don't know how I stopped that. Unless I get a lucky block with the defender, but yeah, they do make it 2-1 there. I wasn't expecting much from this game, and it looks like Liverpool are going to win. Chance here for Gray if he can use his pace. There's no Liverpool defence here. Van Dijk is tracking back though. Has Gray got the composure to find the back of the net though? Great block from Van Dijk. Like, where did he come from then? Where did Van Dijk just appear? Should have scored then. I should have just blasted it across the face of goal. Can't wait for the next game against Norwich because it's just been, well, it'll be 5 losses in a row if the result stays the same in this one. And it looks like it will, but good save from Ramsdale. But yeah, it's just been unbelievable game after, like, since the Man United game. It's just been ridiculous. And then we go full time against Liverpool. It's not actually that bad. Still a loss, but it wasn't as bad as I was expecting. Alisson with a couple of great saves to keep him in the game, but that goal from the pet, like, I just don't know how I stop this other than pure luck. Literally, so unbelievable to stop that. But that's what happens when you're playing on ultimate difficulty, of course. So 5 losses in a row now, but we do have Norwich next, which will be just lovely to play. Message here from Rooney. I think we put him on the transfer list and that's why he's a little bit annoyed, but injury to Joswak is for 4 weeks, so that's going to be a good month out injured. And Celtic, for that Frimpong deal, just want money, so we will reject that since we don't have any money until we do sell somebody. But yeah, big shame that Joswak's going to be out now, and what we'll probably do is put Gray on that left hand side and then bring... This is where it gets interesting because we just don't have another backup winger, do we? Really? I guess I put Ida there, and obviously we've got Lawrence, so Lawrence can go as the backup winger now. Sibley at the cam position, but yeah, it's kind of getting down to bare bones now with the 2 injuries to Fernandinho and Kamal Joswiak, but kind of fortunate it's not too long, the injury, but Max Bird is going to miss the next game because of multiple yellow cards, I think. Transfer for McGinn as well, not accepted. It just seems like nobody wants my players and they're just wanting money, but I guess that's how I would be, to be honest, so makes a lot of sense. A couple of messages here. Matt Clark wanted to play the next game, which I did kind of had an idea to do that, so interest from Fiorentina for Bakuyoko, so if we are going to go for him we literally have to do it now. Scout report for Cantwell is 76 rated and probably would be a good idea to do that position, of course. Because of the injury to Joswiak now, it might be a good idea to replace Fernandinho with him. Obviously we are playing Norwich next, but if we can, let's have a look on the transfer hub. So Bakuyoko we have to go for now, so we'll go approach and hopefully they come in with the wages, because I just don't have a clue what he's worth. But he did quite well when we did play against him. I'll have to give him important because of his rating. He wants crucial. Yeah, I have to accept it. He's not really going to be a crucial player, but on a 4-year contract it's not going to be much of an issue, is it? So yeah, there we go. And I think hopefully they'll come in with the wage. No, they haven't. Oh, so Ings is on 40. He's going to be around Ings' price. So Ings was quite a big actual signing on bonus, wasn't it, for Ings? But I want to go about there. 40 grand a week wages. I think that should do. And we'll give him a 250 signing on bonus. Maybe even 300. I could even go a little bit higher, to be honest. I just don't want to obviously annoy him with this offer and then completely close the deal. So I'd probably offer more, if anything. We'll give him an extra 2k. We've still got 82k in wage budget, but it'll be interesting to see if they are interested. And obviously he's just a really good defensive midfielder option to have in terms of squad depth at the minute. Obviously, you know, we're having to play Graham Shinney, but as you can see, they've increased it by quite a bit, up to 53k, with a 480k signing on bonus. I probably do need to offer a little bit more in these pre-contracts because you know, these are really good players, but yeah, they've gone to 56k. I'm kind of tempted just to accept it, but if we can knock off a grand, then that'd be great. Can they accept the 55? There we go. So maybe slightly more than I wanted to, but he's still a very good player, Bakuyoko, and for free it makes a lot of sense. Obviously Danny Ings 80 rated, Bakuyoko will be about 78, maybe 80 rated. And he can still grow at 27, he's still pretty young. And obviously we do have the final player, which we'll wait for, Jack Harrison. We'll just wait and see what his actual wages at Manchester City. But one thing I will try, just because of the injury to Joswiak, is a swap deal for Fernandinho, if Norwich are interested, of course. So we'll go straight to the swap deals, midfielders, Fernandinho, submit. They want Louis Sibley. Oh, we don't want to get rid of Louis Sibley. Yeah, we do have a bit of an issue because of Bird being suspended for the next game, but what I think I'll do is put Bielik at the CDM slot, and Clark can come into the defence, and it's still quite a strong team that way. But obviously it's only for one game against Norwich. But defensively, like if for say we get a centre-back injury, because of the injury to Fernandinho now, we don't have that fourth centre-back. So it might be a case of recalling somebody because of the lack of options at centre-back. Is a bit of a concern, of course, because of that Fernandinho. He's kind of blown all the plans that are pre-planned before, but obviously I can quickly, even now, recall one of my centre-backs, such as Rodon or Cabango. I'll have a look and see who's actually played the most. So Daribayo seems to be actually playing for Wolves, so I don't want to recall him because he's playing, of course. But yeah, the likes of Rodon might be the player that I recall, but we'll wait for a minute. Obviously, we'll just see what the situation's like. But yeah, let's go into the next game against Norwich. We have lost 5 games in a row in the Premier League. Liverpool, Spurs, Wolves, Manchester City, and Man United, and Liverpool. And obviously, if you take out the Newcastle win, the last one we won against was Norwich. So hopefully we can get back to that. As you can see in the FA Cup game, we do have Millwall, so we do get an extra episode in the January transfer window. So we'll play this game against Norwich, then we'll go into the Brighton game in the next episode, and the Millwall game, and then we'll finish off the window in the episode after that with the West Ham game. So yeah, I do like that we did win the FA Cup game, and it just gives us that extra game. So obviously we might need to look to rotate the side slightly for that game, just to keep everyone fully fit and everything for the Premier League. And yeah, let's go into the game against Norwich. So 19th in the table, it should be a pretty convincing win with their current situation. Of course, Bielik should do quite well at central defensive midfield, but we're really starting to go down to bare bones now with these 3 out. You know, it's big core players missing, so it's going to be interesting to see how we do in this next game. Here we are then against Norwich. Hopefully we can get a win, because it has been a very long time indeed since we last got one. They are playing a 4-2-3-1. Tim Krul in goal, Byram, Zimmerman, Godfrey, and Widmer in the defence. Then McLean, Thomas, Buendia, Cantwell, and Kieran Dowell against his former club, and Che Adams up top. It's a very pacey striker, very quick on the ball. It's a good front 3, well, front 4 if you include Dowell, of course. Godfrey in the defence as well, should be at Everton, but obviously because of the squad updates isn't. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how we do with Bielik in the holding role. I put Yuan on the bench just because if we are winning like 5-0, I can get one of the youth academy objectives a little bit closer to finishing. So yeah, we've still got a strong team, but obviously just missing Joswiak, Fernandinho and Bird, it just makes it a little bit harder. Tackle there from Knight to win the ball into Cabral, cross to Vazquez. Chance to get Ibe wide here. Can he get the first goal of the game with the shot? Really nice, driven into the bottom corner, and we do get the good start that we need after really tough games in the last 5 or 6 games. It's just been unbelievably hard to play second bottom of the league. Norwich is nice and refreshing. Good space from Ibe to find the back of the net and to make it 1-0. Chance here for Norwich on the counter-attack into Adams. Slid in with Clark, but still a chance in the near post, and there you go. They do make it 1-1 there. I was trying to stop the shot, but he went out wide further. That near post it, like, surely that is offside. Surely the player jumping in front of my goalkeeper is obstructing his view. You know? How is that not offside? Like, come on. Has he got a touch on that? I wish he got a touch. I wish the player just touched that. But, like, Martin Waghorn's against Nottingham Forest offside, but obviously it's like... It's just frustrating with those, like... There's no way for Ramsdale to get that ball. It's just frustrating. Like, the game is just so... EA just don't have any logic at all. Gray with the ball in the box here. He's very agile indeed. Cuts inside nicely. With the shot now into the back of the net, and there we go. On that left-hand side, he just seems a little bit more effective than on the right. Obviously, he is technically a left midfielder. But yeah, Joswiak's been doing well there, so I can't really complain. But good cut inside, and finds the back of the net to get us back into the lead. And we definitely need the 3 points in this game because it's been so long. Chance here for Cabral if he can go around Zimmerman. Can he find the back of the net though? With the shot and with the goal, there we go. Big goal for Cabral to get it to 3-1 and just to give us that cushion that we definitely need. It's probably about his 28th goal of the season, which is ridiculous. But very, very good so far season. With the ball here. As you can see now that they are losing 3-1, scoring goals is just way, way easier because they just go very attacking indeed, and should be 4-1 with Jordan Ibe. There we go. Bit of a weird cut there. But yeah, it goes into the back of the net with Ibe to get us a 3-goal advantage and hopefully the 3 points. Chance to whip the ball into the middle. Yuan's under it with the header, and it's gone to the back of the net. He's literally first touch as a Derby player. Brought him on since we're winning 4-1. Oh, it's going to go down. It's not even his goal. How unlucky that. He's got it, in my opinion. Yeah, I just put him on because we're winning 4-1, and obviously I do need to tick off that objective. But a good ball into the middle, good header, bit lucky to get the deflection, but it does make it 5-1. Ooh, Gray's nicked it off the defender. Can he make it 6-1? Potential chance to wrap up the game fully, and there we go. Damari Gray with the goal to make it 6-1, and yeah, once you get into like a 3-1 advantage, it's very easy, but it's getting to that stage. That's where the difficulties lie. Like the first 2 or 3 goals in the game kind of wrap up the result. There we go, full time against Norwich. It is a 6-1 victory. Back to business as usual with a win, and hopefully that puts us up the table a little bit just to keep us in the race for those Europa League spots. But yeah, absolute domination. Maybe could have done with keeping the clean sheet in that game, but you know, that offside, the goal that they did score was offside. But EA didn't apparently see it as offside. There we go, we have got 5-star skills and 5-star weak foot for Damari Gray now. So I'll probably put him as an inverted winger. He has gone to 80 rated as well, so that's good to see. A few messages here, so I'll be interested to see if we do have any offers for any of our players. Bird happy with the first team football, of course, and Matt Clark coming in. And yeah, we've got a couple of loan offers, but Frimpong's final scout report, he is 75 rated, 70 strength, really good pace, very good dribbling and ball control. Defensively, could be better, only 72 standing tackles. Yeah, we still need to wait a little bit longer for Jack Harrison. I think we're going to probably decline any offers now for players because I think we're at a bit where we've got enough in terms of numbers. Although I might let this guy go just because he is a youth academy player, and we've got another player that's identical to this guy in the youth academy. So if we let this one go out on loan, that would be good. I'm interested to see they're going for a short. Be interested to see what kind of price tag they think he's worth. So he's worth 2.6 million. That is a lot of money. I'd even be tempted to knock it up by $1 million to 3.6, and hopefully they accept that. And there we go. So that is a lot of money, and you know, for next season it'll be a good amount of money to add. Unfortunately, Cantwell isn't going to be able to be purchased at 15 million. We don't have that money. Interesting, Benrahma from Everton, 20 million offer. Quite a realistic signing, of course. Has gone to West Ham in real life, but yeah, that win in the last game does keep us in 10th position, so that's kind of good, I guess. Now, we have a transfer offer here, and this is probably... Oh, I don't know. Matt Clark's one of those that I kind of want to keep, but that is a lot of money. That would give us the option to, obviously, would bring in a new centre-back, or just recall Rodin, and obviously bring in a right-back. So I'm going to have to think about that one between the 2 episodes, I think, because I just don't know if it's the player that I want to let go, out of all the players in the squad, of course. He's not 100% needed, but he's very good backup to have, which I like about him. It's the question of whether we let him go or not for a lot of money, and then that way we can sign players, especially a right back and maybe a left back. Ramsdale's gone to an 80, so that's good to see. Good to see he's growing well. Did make a few saves in the last game. Also, Gray going to an 80. So when Joswiak is back, obviously he'll go back to the right hand side. Problem is with Matt Clark, he is one of the core original players that were in this team when we started the career mode, obviously with Ibe, Knight, Bird and Yelich. So it's kind of, that's why I've kept the likes of Lawrence and Sibley still in the team, and Joswiak as well. So yeah, I don't really want to get rid of any of these. But other than that, I can let go anyone that we have signed since the start of the career mode. So, although it's a lot of money, I could probably go into negotiations. We'll see if we can get, if I can get 30 million, then I'll accept it. But anything less than 25, I'm not too interested. But it's the opportunity to improve the team elsewhere that I do like about this deal. We'll go for 30 on the dot. And hopefully, you see, it's double his value, so in my opinion, that's probably worth it. And to replace him would cost us quite a bit of money. It's whether Olympic Lyon, no, they're not. So that's the price tag I had in my head. Maybe I could have gone down to 25, but I just didn't really want to sell him. So I'm happy to keep him at the club. Obviously, we can look to give us a bit more squad depth by either recalling players or bringing through some youth academy players. We've got plenty of wingers, one central midfielder, one left back, and a goalkeeper. So yeah, obviously that scout we sent out to France hopefully will come back with something soon in those areas. But yeah, in terms of signings at the minute, we could potentially, one thing I could try is try and do a loan with an option to buy, and that's the only thing I can really think of on especially the likes of Frimpong. But yeah, they're not interested. Maybe Lamperty. I'm just literally going to try this and see who can I get. Oh, we got an offer for Longstaff, so we can actually loan with an option to buy. So we would be quite good squad depth to have. So we'll try a loan to buy and see if they're interested. There we go. We could go for a 1 year, because then it just gives us an extra bit of time to find the money for him. See if Newcastle are interested. They're just going for a short term, so I'll have to accept that. But it's a good, 76 rated player that we can have until the end of the season. Try and get Newcastle to pay a bit more wage, and there we go. That's good to see. 18 million. That is a lot of money for a player that's obviously young, but maybe 13. That's a little bit more realistic. Newcastle going to 15. Try and knock it down to 13.5, and hopefully they'll accept that. No, I've messed it up. Basically, you can't really negotiate the future fee, but what we can do is always come back for him at the end of the transfer window. We don't need him 100% right now, but yeah, I wouldn't mind Sean Longstaff. Obviously a good rounded midfielder. Not exactly a defensive midfielder, but similar to Jason Knight in a way. Yeah, he'd be a good option. Obviously, I just know that now that we can bring him in on loan. We'll try for Jeff Hendrick. So yeah, hopefully you guys did enjoy this episode of the Derby Current Live. Obviously, we've increased Cabral's value by 103%. So the only thing about him is that sell-on clause, which will contribute towards the next sale by quite a bit. If we sell him for 30 million, you're talking about nearly 10 million. But obviously we're probably going to be looking, I don't know, if we sold him for like 60, which is the ideal number in my head, we'd have to give about 15 million for him. 15 million for him if we did sell him for 60 million. So it's a little bit of a shame that sell-on clause that we did put into him, but I think it's paid off in terms of the goals and contributions. So financially, we're going to win it either way. On top of Cabral, obviously we've got could always sell Ramsdale. You know, we've increased his value by 27%. Damari Gray we could sell. We've increased his value by 121% up to 21 million. You know, he'd pick up a good 40 million as well. Fosu Mensah's another one I wouldn't mind. You know, we've increased him by 173,000 %, so +5 rating for him. So he's done really, really well since coming in. Vazquez again, you know, increased him slightly up by 12%. So yeah, we've definitely got assets to potentially sell. Obviously Fernandinho we can't do anything with. I'm almost tempted to loan list him just to get his wages off, and if a club did come in, you know, we saved 30 grand a week in wages, and maybe we could get a loan to buy for him, but then that buy money wouldn't come in until the end. But then again, it would be more money. He'll be alright for next season, I guess, but unless we sell him, of course, in a swap deal. But yeah, Yedlin's gone down in stats just because he's just not been that great at right back, in my opinion. He's been okay, but not phenomenal or anything. In terms of the players expiring, we've still got Shinnie and Byrne expiring, and I like Shinnie because of his squad depth and versatility. You know, you can play a few positions. And it doesn't seem like anyone's I think anyone, if they did want to bid in for him, probably would just do a pre-contract. So I think on those wages he's just too much. Like, if you look at him compared to the other players around that price tag, you know, Ibe and Bielik's on the same wage as Shinnie. So I think we will just let Graham Shinnie go at the end of the year. So a little bit of a shame, but maybe we'll offer him a low contract just to... I could try it now. Yeah, let's just try it now and give him like a really low wage, like around 10 grand. And if he's interested in that, then maybe we'll keep him. But I'm not too fussed. Just to extend him by a year, and then we can obviously sell him for like 3 million. So yeah, let's see what we can get. Obviously, a rotation kind of role would be the ideal. There we go. So I'm gonna have to offer the wage, and you know, as I said, 10 grand basically plus a 90k signing on bonus, and hopefully that saves us 7 grand. Yeah, you see, I don't want to pay 19 grand. They're knocking the signing on bonus down massively though, but that just doesn't mean anything to me really. So yeah, Shinnie won't be signing for the club. So yeah, I just, you know, thought I'd just stick a price tag that suits me. We'll try for Nathan Byrne, I guess, just because he is our backup right back, and if we can get him down to a lower wage, since he's not exactly playing too much football now. He does want a sporadic role, so that means it probably will, hopefully, go down. So yeah, we're going to have to offer it. So I think for Byrne, I'd be happy to pay him like 6 grand a week, just as a backup option, backup right back, of course. It's a bit of an insult, so yeah, that's not gone well at all. But basically, I just wanted to see. I think we'll let Jordan Brown go at the end of the year, just because he's not ever going to be usable at 62 rated. So yeah, just thought I'd try that just to end off the episode. But yeah, nevertheless, we do play Brighton next in the next episode. So hopefully you guys did enjoy this one. Make sure you do leave a like rating if you did enjoy it, and see you soon. Bye.